Am I the asshole for not liking the phone that I was given to by my mother even though I don't like it? Background info about our family: fiancés. We are a middle-class family, going to the poorer side of the spectrum, so already buying a smartphone puts a dent on our finances. Not to mention we were a few months behind our rent on the house, so we really can't afford to waste money. I have used Android phones for about a few years give or take, and always asked for one whenever one breaks down due to old age, accidents, so my mother already knows what type of phone I always used, Samsung brand. So my phone accidentally breaks due to one of our pets banging a table when they were running around, thus causing my phone to fall face flat on the ground, making the screen completely unusable. I asked her at first if we could have the screen simply be repaired, but when we went to the repair store, they told us that they are phased out of the screen display, LCD, for my brand of phone, thus making it impossible to repair. I never pushed her to buy a phone she can't afford in her budget. Heck, the phone she bought for me was on the cheaper side, around 10,000 pesos per $180, so I asked her to buy the type of phone for me when she can. Fast forward a few weeks later, she told me that she bought me a new phone for me to use. She gave me the box only to find out that it was an iPhone 12 which cost about 46,990 pesos per $847.20. So 1, it was a very expensive phone, so that made me really worried since it was kind hard to make ends meet for our rent, bills and everything else, and 2, the fact that it was an Apple of all things make me really upset about it. I have never used any Apple product besides laptop, and the few times I have used iPhones, they feel complicated to use, so suffice to say, I was very much upset and expressed it through my words and a bit of bitching on the side. She was angry in how ungrateful I was about it and told me off, saying that I should just be grateful that she went the lengths to get me a nice phone and that not a lot of people wouldn't do that. But that was the thing, it wasn't that I was ungrateful, okay, maybe a bit because it was Apple, but it was because of the lengths that she went through to get me the iPhone that I got upset in the first place. I never asked her to give me such an expensive phone because of our financial situation in the first place. That was the thing that made me very upset and started the small argument. Anyway, the argument ends and I was left a bit upset and angry at her decisions to do this much for me even though I was contented with a cheaper phone. I just don't want her to spend so much on a smartphone when the one she bought for me before was okay. And also because it was iOS. Can you blame me? I like Android better than iOS because it has features that the iOS doesn't have and it's much easier to use for me. Am I the asshole?